Yo, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Kodo Otaku. I am your host, that guy C4, aka C4 for short. Now, I'd let you know. I'll just say that because I like to be called C4. I'm not short. Don't be like, yo, C4, are you short? Nah, I'm not short. I'm just like the average height. Well, no, I think the average height is like 5'10" or something. I'm taller than 5'10", alright? But anyway, yo, welcome back to another episode of Kodo Otaku. This is episode 3/4, but mainly just episode 3 because, I took a break last week. I took a break because I didn't want to force an eepisode out, I didn't want to come on here and just be like, alright, yo, today we're here to talk about SAO. Today we're here to talk about Fire Force. Nah. I was like, yo, look, I'm not really feeling this week. Let me come back next week. So look, we back, we bike. Alright. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Look. Yo, if the boy get a little tired and the boys just want to take a day off, a week off from recording the podcast, let me rock. I'll be back. Don't worry. Unless it's like I'm taking more than a couple weeks off, all right, I'll let y'all know. Like, like give y'all a little heads up. Like, reporting in, that guy C4 will not be here for a while. Like, I'll give y'all an update like that, whether it's Twitter, YouTube, whatever the case may be. But look, we are back. Alright, so a lot of anime that I gotta cover because I didn't cover it last week, and I'm not gonna lie, it's like the second time I recorded this because I was recording the other one and I was so tired. Because what's today? Today is September. Wow, look at that. July 29th. Yeah, I'm always skipping June or August, yo. It don't even look, honestly, all these days feel the same. It could be December for all I know. Who knows at this point? Who fucking knows? Quarantine done fucked up my whole days. Done fucked everything up. But yeah, today's July 29th. I'm recording this. And yeah, like, so we got a lot of anime to cover because I didn't cover it. Like I said, I recorded this twice because I recorded it earlier. And then I was talking about something. I was like, I fell asleep. And I was like, damn, yo, I'm tired. So I went to go lay down, took a nap. Now I'm back and I'm better. Alright, I'm up. So also with that being said too, because this is gonna be, I'm not gonna try to make this long. I'm gonna make this like really short. I don't want to sit here talking about like 2 episodes for like 2 hours. No, I'm gonna try and make this an hour or less. So with that being said, I usually cut up the YouTube videos like of the podcast. I'm not gonna cut these up. Sorry if you guys actually watch those. I'm not gonna cut these up just because I don't want it to be confusing for people who like actually like may come in through just the YouTube side. So they might see, oh, SAO episode 2 review when there's like 35 SAO 2 reviews already out, and then they might see / episode 3. Like, what the fuck? Like, episode 4 aired tomorrow. Cause how I drop these, that's how they usually come out. So this week I'm not gonna like split them up. So I'm just gonna let them be by themselves. Shit. Yeah, so with that being said, yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. So let's get right into this shit. Look. Also, we are 4 minutes in. If you like what you're hearing, rate this 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Help me rise up the algorithm. Helps the boy out a lot. I really appreciate it. Also, if you don't have Apple Podcasts, you got Spotify. Yo, share that shit with a friend. If you're on the YouTube side of things, share it with a friend. Share it with the homies. Share it with the fellas, the ladies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Share it. All right. Guys, that sounds so lame. But anyway, though. So, like I said, share it. Really helps me out. I really appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. But with that being said, we are going right into this with the news. I don't really have that much news, and I'm gonna try and like just run through this, right? So first things first, the Cowboy Bebop OST is on Spotify. Now that like kind of excited me because I really like the OST in Cowboy Bebop, especially the opening, ending, and some of the other things. So that really excited me. G4 with a possible return in 2021, and I don't know how they're gonna come back. Some people speculate as a channel on Twitch. Some people speculate somewhere else. I don't really know. And if you guys don't know what G4 is, I know that like I usually can't cover anime stuff, but I mean like gaming, anime, like they kind of coincide with one another. But yeah, so G4 was like the gaming kind of like TV show. Like it was like Twitch before Twitch because it had like a lot of game shows on it. It showed a lot of game trailers. Like G4 did a lot with gaming stuff. And I hopped on G4 when I was maybe like 11, 12, 13, 14, and then like as I got older, I was like, man, I can just watch this on YouTube. And that's probably like what killed G4, because it was a gaming thing. And then on top of that too, G4 just showed like cops and stuff. Like it stopped showing gaming stuff. And also G4 was like the spot for E3 at the time too, because E3 didn't really have a home until like, you know, later on, like Twitch and all this other stuff. So like I used to watch G4 to go watch E3 and like see what's coming out. Like, oh no, the new Xbox is coming out. Oh yo, the new Saints Row is coming out. So I used to just watch it on there. But with that being said, I'm kind of hyped. I'm not hyped. Let me not lie to myself. It's cool to see it come back. You know, it's cool. I might tune in. I'm not gonna say I will, but I might tune in. I might check it out. And on the last thing I have in my notes, I believe this link takes me to oh yeah, and 7 Deadly Sins is coming back. I believe this is the infamous 3rd season that everybody, it's coming out August 6th. I believe this is the infamous 3rd season that got a lot of people pissed off. They were like, yo, look what happened to the animation, this shit's ass. Why does freaking Meliodas look like a stuffed animal? Like, so this is coming back. I'm not excited. I'm not the hugest 7 Deadly Sins fan, but I respect the Sins. I respect the fan base. I'm not like, you know what I'm saying, they're not like other anime fan bases. Like they know when something's not that good, and it seemed like they kind of like held their heads like high, like, yo, look, honestly, fuck it, yo, this is our shit. We love it. So it's whatever. I mean, I haven't ran into anybody that's like a huge 7 Deadly Sins fan that says, yo, this is the best anime out, bro. This is top tier, yo, it's better than everything else. Nah, I haven't ran into that. So it seems like they're just like, yo, look, this is the 3rd season. Look, we know, like, you know, animation, all that shit, we know it was ass, all right? We know it was, but hey, look, so, you know, if you're a 7 Deadly Sins fan, it comes to Netflix August 6th, so be on the lookout for that. And also too, I'm gonna probably review it, but yeah, I need to stop saying I'm going to probably review it. So it's not gonna be like how episodic this stuff is, because it's gonna all drop at once. So I'll probably just sit there one day and just lock in, just watch it all, and just be like, all right, here we go, episode 1 to 25, however they do it, and I'm just gonna come on here review it. I think I reviewed BNA as well, so I'll probably review it like that. Say, hey, look, this is what I liked about it, this is what I didn't like about it, this is what I wish they would change, because I didn't watch this season. Yo, look, if something's dub, I'll wait for the dub. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not rushing to watch this shit like week to week. Like, I'll wait for the dub, and I know that Netflix has the dub for this, so I'll just wait. I'm not really stressing over it, especially too, 7 Deadly Sins isn't my favorite anime, so I'm not stressing to watch it. Like, if it's SAO, like shit like that I want to watch, all right, I'll run to watch it. But if it's like something else, like, it's almost like people, like, I know people that waited for the Dragon Ball Super dub to drop. They're like, yeah, yo, I can't get down with Goku's voice. I'm like, all right, see you in 3 years when this shit ends, huh? And it's like, yo, Ultra Instinct was the coolest thing ever. And I'm like, bro, we done like watched Ultra Instinct like 3 years ago, my guy. Like, come on, son. We over that. We on tomorrow now. Like, where's you on? Yo, what the fuck is a Moro? Like, stop spoiling that shit. Like, all right, bro, whatever. So, yeah, I'm probably just going to do it like that. Probably just simply just, hey, look, this is what I like. This is what I didn't like. Keep it pushing. But let's get to the anime reviews. Now, like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on all this stuff because this is 2 episodes in anime. That's how much I missed, and I'm kind of upset, but it's okay. So, let's start off with SAO, Fire Force, the God of High School, and ReZero. Y'all know the drill if you've been here once. If this is your first time here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, look, first time and last time listeners, I salute y'all for being here. Alright, I salute y'all, okay? But anyway, let's get right into this. Now, this anime review is going to be a little bit different because I want to talk about what I liked in this, like, it should be a review, right? I feel like every time I do these, I tell the story. I should say what I like and what I dislike. I should stop being like, yo, look, honestly, like, this. I should give like a little synopsis of the story, but I'd be like telling the whole shit from start to finish, right? But then, anyway, so let me stop. Let's get right into this. So Kirito's harem is going to save my guy, alright? Now, with that being said, Kirito's harem has always been this is episode 2, right? So they discovered that Kirito's harem can like kind of save him. And with that being said, yo, that was always like the knock with SAO is like SAO, his harem, SAO, Kirito got all the ladies. He always meets the new girl every season. He always doing this. It's just always surrounded women, right? But it's crazy how this is the one time where it's like, oh, like he actually needs the help of all the women that like came into his life, because if they don't help him, like man's gonna just be stuck in a vegetative state. And it's just crazy, right? So like really, really crazy. So I'm just like, okay, wow. Like this is just wild in itself, because it's just I don't know. It's just crazy how like, yo, SAO always got just beat up for Kirito getting women, and now it's just, yo, y'all gotta save him. At first, like I was gonna come in here and I was gonna slander this thing. I was gonna beat it up. I was gonna tear it apart. But then I was like, yo, honestly, what's wrong with women saving my man's life? Like, what's wrong with like him hearing the soft, sweet voice of Asuna, Sinon, Alice? Because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be them, maybe Leafa. But those are the three. But I feel like it's the three girls from every season. So first season was Asuna, second season was Sinon, and the other season was Alice, right? And I feel like it's gonna be those three girls that are gonna come to his rescue, because it just makes more sense. Like the show has had it has had a lot of seasons, but still, like the main girl for each season has played a role in his life. Like these girls all like him. Like you see Asuna's like, yo, she's freaking ready for Kirito, ready, face that, like just ready for him, just ready. I was about to say, I had to stop myself, but. You know, the same way, she really loves this guy. And same thing with Alice, like she took care of this guy. She probably bathed this guy. She probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? She probably saw this man's junk and shit while she was bathing him. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying, speculations. But anyway, so when I first saw this, when the guy was like, yo, look, if you see every time Kirito comes in contact with a girl that he's liked or just had something for, this girl like kind of like makes his heart jump. So it was just like, oh, okay. So these women are really gonna save his life. Like they're really gonna bring him back to consciousness. So that was like kind of like, all right, you know. At first I didn't like it, but now I'm cool with it. I'm cool. Then in episode 2 as well, we have Berkuli versus Vector, and honestly that fight was straight fire. I love the animation. I love the sounds. I love everything about that fight from start to finish. It honestly felt like a movie fight. How well animated that fight was. On top of that too. Look, this is not a fight that Berkuli, I'm probably saying his name's wrong, but this is not a fight that he should have essentially like just, like he got smoked. I'm not gonna lie. Like the episode before, he was getting smoked. I believe this is episode 2, right? No, what episode was this? What am I? Yo, let me see. I don't know what episode this is. I might be wrong, but whatever episode this is, while I find this out, he was getting smoked. Let's see my watch list. Hold on. I need to make sure. Sword Art Online, War for the Underworld. Alright. Ray of Light. Yeah, that was episode 2. The fuck? Right? Because let me click this. It's probably gonna play the sound. I'm gonna try and stop it real quick. It's probably gonna play the sound. I need to make yeah, yo, this is so he was getting smoked. Okay. It was. I was right. This was episode 2. False alarm. Yeah, because I got it all the way confused. But anyway, yo, look. I'm not editing that shit, alright? We're gonna keep it moving. But anyway, so Berkuli versus Vector. Honestly, I'm not saying this is the fight he should have had like just smoke dude in, but this is not the fight that he should have just like I'm gonna say like he's like this is the fight that it had to have. Like this fight ended how like it couldn't be no other way. Like he had to go out like this. So no, he's fighting dude and he's doing all this stuff. I guess he notices something. I guess he's like, oh look, you know what? There's only one way I can beat him, and this is the only way I can beat him. So he does like the time skip kind of hit from Dragon Ball Super move, and he goes and he does it, and he slices him up. And Vector, you know, is like, what the fuck? Like, this shit, you don't do shit to me. Then, like, time passes, catches up. There's like, boom, boom, boom. Then Vector's just passed out. And it's because of the time shit, he, like, fucked him up. So, that obviously took all of Berkuli's life energy. So, you know, dude starts to die. And this is, like, the weird thing to me, that Berkuli, he has a kid, right? With, Fantio, I think that's her name. I don't know. I'm sorry if I messed her name up, but he has a kid with her, and it's like I guess I paid attention to the signs. I think they mentioned it last season. Like, it was like really subtle. Because it just seemed, I guess, like I said, it's just really subtle because it seemed like this is another girl that had a thing for Kirito, but not really. But I guess she did. Maybe I need to go back and watch it. But it's just crazy how, like, they have a kid coming and all that stuff, and I'm like, aw. But then also on top of that too, it was weird because Bercouli started reminiscing over Quintella, right? And I was like, wait, you're reminiscing over the girl that she like kind of smoked you, like, not smoked you, but you know, she kind of took you, wiped your memory multiple times, and she even says that too. Like, she's like, why are you remembering me? Like, I did all these horrible things to you. And he's like, because I only remember the good you. And I'm like, what? Like, what? So it's like, and I think a lot of these guys, I'm gonna say, they kind of had a thing for Quintella because I'm pretty sure she fucked all these dudes before. Like, she just made him her puppet. Because you see what she did to Yu-Gi-Oh! She got butt ass naked and was like, eat my pussy and then you'll get this unlimited power. And I'm like, damn, son, like, what the fuck? And you see what Yu-Gi-Oh! Was doing. He was kind of fucking shit up for a minute. So, with that being said, I can believe that Bercouli probably just remembers her at that point in time before she started fucking with him and shit. So, it's just crazy to see that, because I'm just like I don't think I would reminisce over the person that kind of, like, put me in this horrible situation. Honestly, like, if you're the reason why I'm here and why I'm like this, I wouldn't reminisce over this, because that shit's just wild. But hey, look, I'm not, different strokes for different folks. That's just not me. So he's had reminiscences over her, and it kind of sucked too because, like, you could see, like, if I would have known that Fantio was, like, pregnant, I would have never sent her out to war. But I'm pretty sure she didn't want to tell nobody. I'm pretty sure she only told Bercouli, and Bercouli was like, "Yo, look, just fighting this war. This shit's gonna be over soon." And the way it's not looking like it's gonna be over anytime soon because these niggas are getting slaughtered. But anyway, yeah, like, so, like, having a kid and she's fighting on the front line, like, so it's crazy because she's doing her best. Like, I'm not saying she doesn't look tired, because I'm pretty sure she hasn't been fighting like everybody else, but she's been on the line probably fighting people just, I'm gonna say, like, the full blunt of people just haven't really probably, like, hit her yet. They probably, like, just, all right, slowly creeping up, slowly pulling up. So it just sucked. It sucked that, you know, he died. I actually liked him as a character. He's probably, like, one of my favorite characters out of this new season. But yeah, so moving on to episode 3, Sinon tells Alice that she has to go to the center to try and save everyone. And Alice is like, so here's the thing with Alice, right? I read that shit as like one sentence. Like, episode 3, Sinon tells Alice, no. Right, so this is episode 3, moving on. And yeah, she tells her that you have to go to the center to try and save everyone. And she's like, what? And it's like, basically, like, Alice is like the key. You know, Alicization. Oh, nice stuff. But Alice is like the key kind of, I think, that connects their world to the online world, or like the real world. So if Alice goes and she shuts down like the core or whatever, she's able to separate it and just block it off, so like this shit never happens again. So Sinon tells Alice that, and it's just crazy because it's like, oh fuck, right? So I think it's the end of episode 2 where, like, no. Let me keep going, right? So yeah, he tells her that, and it's just crazy because it's like, yo, I'm like, Alice now, like, she has to keep going to like the center of the fucking underworld to like stop all this, because, yo, dude got the Americans, whoever, got a whole world pulling up. Like, he got fucking Japan, Korea, Europe. Like, he got like everybody pulling up that just plays these VR MMOs, so they're just pulling up like, yeah, let's fight people even though we don't know what we're fighting for. Yeah. And she has to go and she has to shut that down. It's crazy because it's like, Alice, I can see, like, and you could see too, Alice is kind of scared. Like, she's scared. She wants to make sure her Kirito's okay. And it's crazy too because Sinon tells Alice that she loves him, or she likes him a lot. And I'm pretty sure Alice is like, well, I like him too, so now we got a problem, bitch. Like, if you want to knuckle up, you better knuckle up and shut up. That's my nigga. Let me stop. But yeah, that's probably, it's just crazy to see that. On top of that too, this episode was actually like really good. I actually liked this episode. So same as episode 2, I liked a lot. As well as too, the needle swordsman, I don't know her name, and the underworld guy that they kind of fought, they have a moment, and I guess it's kind of like hinted at the first time they fought, because they share a moment and they're basically like they're like, yo, like, look, they say that, hey, look, if we survive this shit, yo, I would definitely be with you, or if we was in a different life, I would definitely have been with you. You're a true warrior, this, that, and the third. And I like never like, I guess, noticed their relationship like that on that level. It just felt like it was just like, all right, I respect you as a warrior, like, you're strong, you're this, that, and the third. But I started thinking about it a little bit more while I was watching this episode, and that was my first thoughts. I started thinking about this a little bit more, and I'm like, oh, like, no, I think they really did have a thing for each other, because he respected her at one point. Like, this nigga lost his whole eye because, like, he just went against the grain. He's like, fuck that noise, like, this shit don't feel right, I'm not fucking with this movement. So I think he respected her, and it's just crazy, because, like, I guess I would have never imagined that, like, the underworld people and I guess the people on the other side would have like ever like had that close kind of relationship. I guess I don't think they would have had that love, I'm gonna say, for each other. I think it just would have been on a kind of like, yo, cool, like, we're cool, this, that, and the third. But I guess SAO was kind of like stretching the boundaries, because, you know, in some other isekai, they kind of go like, oh, like, you know, or it can be with a human, or it can be with a fairy. So I guess it's kind of doing it like that, which is cool too, because like, these niggas have went to worlds with a whole bunch of other different people, and it's just always humans with humans. So I guess it's kind of cool to see that. I mean, I'm not saying I support bestiality, but if you get what I'm saying, like, it's like SAO, I'm not saying started this isekai genre, but they did like make it super popular. They helped make it popular. So it's weird how like this is like the one isekai I see like they don't really like follow the norm, but at the same time too. Look, I'm honestly rambling right now. Look, I don't support bestiality. I'm just saying it's kind of cool seeing the underworld people and the swordsmen kind of like have a thing. Like, if they survive, I wonder later on will more underworld people end up with more humans. That's my thing. That's what I guess I'm trying to say. Wow, yo, make sure to rate this 5 stars, all right? You don't get this rank. You don't get this shit like normal, okay? Just don't just whatever. So, like I said, more people are starting showing up for different countries, but with that too, some of these people are starting to question why are they here, because they focused on 2 people, right? They focused on these 2 people from Korea, and what I learned is that like the dialogue or whatever was off, but I don't know. I'm just gonna go off of what I watched and what I remember. These people are starting to question like, why are we here? Like, even the one girl, she sounds like a little skeptical. She's like, do you want to do this? Like, we don't even know what this is for. We don't even know what we're doing. And the one guy, oh, you know what? That's what it is. Because I believe this is an American that have the turtle, whatever that shit's called, with Kirito and Asuna and all of them. I believe it's called the turtle, and they hacked it to go into the game. They said that, hey, look, aren't all Koreans, Chinese, and Japanese the same? And it shows Americans' ignorance. Granted, I get it. And obviously, I'm not that ignorant. I know everybody's coming from different countries and different parts of the world. But it showed his ignorance, because he's like, yo, we can just group them all together. Just like, and I don't think he realized not all parts of the world still like bang with each other. Like, it's still discrimination. It's still hate. It's still all this stuff. So for him to assume that now these people start questioning, why are we here? Like, why do I want to fight on the same side as somebody from Korea? Why do I want to fight on the same side as someone from China? Why do I want to fight on the same side as someone from here? Etc, etc. So like, some of these people are starting to question like why we're here. And the 2 people that went to the game, they're like, oh, they meet up with their friends, and they're like, hey, like, you guys know why we're here? Like, we're here with a whole bunch of other like people from the country that we don't really bang with. Like, so why are we here? Like, what are we doing? Like, what the fuck? And it started to make me think like, will these people eventually turn? I haven't read the light novel, and you know, if you're on the YouTube side of things, you're watching this, don't spoil it, but just like, you know, it's a thought, like, will these people eventually turn? Like, will these people be like, nah, I don't really want to fight on this side, take their armor off and just go and join Asuna on them? Because I feel like more and more people are going to join, see what's happening to their comrades, see the people that they're fighting against, and be like, well, why are we fighting them? Like, and that's what it feels like. It feels like a lot of people are just going to like pull up and just be like, why are we doing this? Okay, whatever. And that's why I would like to see like a lot of people change their mind and be like, nah, I'm thinking for myself, I'm gonna do this instead of doing that. So that's what I would like to see. But moving on, more old enemies are showing up because of this too. So I feel like now we're gonna start to see the old people creep back up. You know, some of the people that survived SAO that Kirito murked, because the one dude from the one clan, I can't remember his name, but he was part of the clan that was like part of the player killers, the PKs, as I believe they call them. He's part of that. And then Sinan, she runs into the one dude called the subsitizer. I forgot what he did because I haven't watched fucking GGO in super long. Like, so the subsitizer and the dude from GGO, or subsitizer dude from GGO, that's the same person. The dude from GGO and the dude from SAO is pulling up. So it makes me think, like, will more people that they ran across pull up? Like, will more of these people pull up? Will more of these people fuck with them? On top of that too, these are two people that I don't really remember the guy from SAO like that, but the guy from GGO, like, I'm not even gonna front, I don't really remember, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember either of them, but the way Asuna, the way Sinan looked at both of them, it was like they got some, they were some shits back in the day. So if I go back and watch it and I go back and see what they was talking about, and I'm like, oh yeah, they was the fire, they was fucking shit up, then I'll be like, damn, yo, y'all got a problem. But it looks like they do have a problem the way that Asuna, the way that Sinan look, because they look perturbed, they look scared, they're like, ah shit, like I thought we was in the freaking, yo, if you aren't watching the video side, my nose is itches right now. Like, but yeah, they probably think like, ah shit, yo, I thought I was out of here, I thought we was done, this, that, and the third. So it's like, fuck, like we really gotta fight more people now. And that's probably how they feel. That's probably like, we really gotta fight some niggas now, damn. But anyway, and the last, so they have a plan to bring Kirito back, but they have to like hack the main computer to like be able to like get into the game and speak to the girls and do all this other stuff. And the one guy, he's like, oh yeah, you know, I'll go and do it. You know, I have a skinny enough body. And this other guy, he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. And then the last episode, he looked a little weird. Like he looked like he wasn't with the shits. So then, you know, then obviously he does what the camera normally does. When somebody look a little suspicious, they got something on him. Goes to his little waist. He's holding something there. It's not his stomach. You know, he's a little skinny dude, so I don't believe he's that fat. And he's just like, yo, look, I got it on me, all right? You gonna listen to my ass? You gonna get pop pop, and then that's when the shit ends. So overall, episode 2 and 3, I really enjoyed. Way better than episode 1 for sure. Way better than episode 1 for sure. Which I believe this is the first couple of episodes. I don't know. I believe this is episode 2 and 3 though. But this is way better though. I really enjoyed it. I thought these episodes were really good. The animation, the colors, all that shit was good. Especially the storytelling for this episode was really good too. Like I feel like they're closing in, you know. Wait, right? Episodes. For the end. Episodes 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, though, this is episode 3. Yeah, they're really closing in the they're really helping tell a good story. Like that first episode, yeah, that first episode was something. I really didn't bait that first episode, but this episode was alright. So we're gonna move on because now I actually know this order, and this is episode 3 of Fire Force. Now I have actually been waiting for this episode. I've been really waiting for this episode. I was really waiting for this episode, and then episode 4 came, and I was like, all right, yeah, y'all gonna make me start to go and read fucking Fire Force. Yo, I'm getting sick and tired of this shit. Yeah, sick and tired of the shits, man. But episode 3 of Fire Force, we're gonna keep it real short. New pillar is discovered. This pillar's name is Inca. Inca is a like kind of like I don't really know how to give her the proper name, but basically like she smells the fire, sees the fire, knows what the fire is, tell you, hey, look, or like waits till the fire explodes and pulls up on the situation. Yo, look, I'll save your life if you give me the cash. And she finesses everybody like that. Like she's a finesser, right? She's a finesser. She knows when this fire is coming. She knows when the fire is here, this, that, and the third. But the thing about Inca is Inca like just her character is so interesting because she just doesn't give a fuck. Like she just doesn't want to be controlled. She wants to do what she wants to do. She wants to start fire. She wants to see fire. She was born around fire. Like I think she was born around like some big explosion happened where she was and everybody burned and she was just the one walking through it. And she was asking for help and they was like, fuck out of here. I ain't helping your ass. I'm getting myself to safety. So obviously she made it out of that. And that made her a little bit resentful towards a lot of people. So she's like, yo, look, fuck you. Like I'm gonna be around fire. I'm gonna fuck with fire. I'm gonna do whatever I want with fire. And that's how she became who she is. So I like the introduction of Inca. I like that she can smell fires. I'm keeping this shit short because I feel like this episode didn't really do a lot. This episode didn't really talk about enough for me to sit here and like give it like a full beat breakdown. Only thing is that Shinra says to her, right, hey, look, I'm gonna take you into custody. And I feel like that was a trigger word for her because she didn't like that. And then the evangelist said, hey, look, you want to join me? We out here fucking shit up. And she thought about it. She thought about it more than what she thought about with Shinra, because Shinra, look, I tell people all the time, nouns and verbs, how you say something to somebody is how they react to it. So since he said to her, hey, look, I'm gonna take you into custody, instead of simply say, hey, look, I'm gonna get you out of here, that's two different sentences. You say I'm gonna take you into custody means like, yo, look, you going to jail now, bitch. Instead of him just simply saying, hey, look, I'm gonna help you out, all right? Let's stop all these fires. Let's get the fuck out of here. This, that, and the third. But she's like, fuck out of here. I don't want to go with you. So she says, fuck that shit. But it was just crazy to see that. Like, so she's literally just wants to do what she wants, when she wants, how she wants, however, right? And I can't get mad. I respect that shit. I don't like to be controlled. Somebody tell me to do something, I'll be like, okay, I'll do what I want, right? And that's how she moves. And I really when I remember reading this, I really loved that about her. Like, she was such an interesting character. Like, to sit there and just be like, fuck out of here, I'm gonna do what I want. I was like, my chest. I love that shit. I loved it. On top of that too, the animation for episode 3 was pretty good. Like, especially when what's his name? I think his name's Arrow, but I might be off. I don't remember. The big guy that's blind. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name, but whatever. He pulls up and like Inka's friend is like, yo, like, let's go, like, leave her alone. And he pulls up, just boom, smokes half his body. I was like, damn, yo, this animation's kind of kicking up. This is why I knew Fire Force 4, the animation used to be on 10, but now it's been on like, 5 and 6 lately. I ain't really feeling that shit. But this episode made me like it a lot. It made me appreciate it. But my last take for this episode is, because I don't want to spend too much time on it, because I don't know. I have mixed emotions about Fire Force. Right now, I might just drop this shit and just start reading it again. I mean, I've been reading it, besides the need to read the newest chapter, but I don't know. It's if y'all watching the YouTube side of things, my face is dropped, because it's like, look, man, I don't know. Either way, last thing for this though, I do like her I was about to say noble fucking phantasm, like, this is fate. I do like her moves though. Her things like ignition, like she can see where the fire is gonna start, follow the lines, and then like finish it off and start the fire. So she did that to Shinra, she did that to the one buff guy on the squad, like she did that to mad people. She saw where it's gonna start, tracked it with her finger, and then went, okay, boom, and blew that shit up. And I thought that shit was kind of cool. I really thought that shit was kind of cool. So like I said, I would really like this episode. I feel like this is like the best the best Fire Force episode that I have watched this season so far, and that's even including episode 4. I didn't really like episode 4 like that. I'm about to explain why. Yeah, I like this episode though. I really liked it. I really like the animation, the colors, the characters. I really like Inka a lot. I can't wait to see more of her, especially throughout the season, because she comes back a couple more times. Not to spoiler alert, I guess. I don't really care. She comes back, okay? She's part of the Evangelist. That's like saying Show's not gonna eventually show up. He's gonna show up. The Evangelists go wherever another pillar is born. Somebody, yo, this guy really just pulled a Fire Force movie, bro. Unsubscribe. This podcast is 1 star. Alright, and kept it a buck with you, stuff. But anyway, moving on to episode 4. Now, I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of this episode. Like, you ever watch something and it feels longer than it really should be? Like, this felt like one of those episodes. Honestly, I didn't really pay attention throughout this whole episode. I'm gonna keep it a buck. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really pay attention throughout this whole episode because it just didn't feel like anything. It's almost like when you listen to music, or you listen to something, or you watch something, some things have soul to them. Like, you feel it. It makes you like really want to keep watching it. This episode really didn't feel like that to me. It just felt like it was just there, right? The only takeaways I had from this episode was Inka doesn't want to be controlled, but it was showing in the other episode, but I guess it's just a little bit more now because she just kept kicking Shinra away. She was like, yo, look, come on. He's like, come on, like, I'm gonna help you out. And she's like, fuck out of here, yo. Like, leave me alone. I don't want to be controlled by you. So that kind of sucked, because now it's like she's just gonna eventually join the Evangelist. Tamaki, she had her fan service moment. Honestly, that's like her first one. I was kind of hyped. I was like, yes, titties. We're here for the titties. But anyway, I was like, okay. But it wasn't like a normal like fan service moment to me. It just felt like oddly placed. I don't know. I mean, it did happen in the manga like that too, but it just, I don't know. I guess I just had so much hatred, or not hatred, but I just didn't really like this episode like that, because it just didn't feel like, it just felt kind of boring. I didn't really like it. I hated how this became like Fire Force with the Avengers. Like, yo, it almost like, yo, if y'all ever watch Spy Kids 3 Game Over or whatever, where like Junie is like calling everyone, it felt like that. But it just didn't feel like that, if that makes sense. Like when Junie said, hey look, calling everyone, you got that sense of like, oh, these people is pulling up. But like with this one, I guess because Fire Force doesn't really develop the characters outside of like, you know, some of the Evangelists and Company 8, it's hard for me to really like love all these characters. So when they showed the one dude that pops the bubbles pull up, or the other big guy that's like super big pull up, I think he's part of the same company. If not, he's part of Company 2. I don't remember. But when they pulled up and they're like, oh yeah, we're here, I like, you see Shenron like, yeah, you guys made it. And I'm just sitting there like, I don't really care. Like, I don't care like that. Like, there's a reason why there's a reason why I like ReZero so much, because ReZero sits there and develops all their characters. Like, as like, you know, you have Crush, like you have characters outside of just the main characters that are just like, you feel like some type of attachment to. Like you feel some type of like, oh, like you're still here, you still doing this, like word, like they show up, you're like, oh, word, you still here. And in this episode, I didn't really feel like that. I felt like this episode was kind of a waste. Not a waste, like it's building after the next one. The only other takeaway from this was like, there's some super inferno that's pulling up, and honestly, that's probably gonna be the next episode I like, because I like how that whole thing happens. I'm just saying, like, yo, this is gonna be fire, and just that's gonna be the episode I'm really gonna love. But so far, to me, Fire Force hasn't been really heating up, and I don't really want to spend too much time on this. Like I said, it's just been okay to me. It just hasn't been like, it hasn't really been, I don't know. This it's hard for me to talk about this episode. That's all I'm gonna say. It's hard for me to talk about this episode. Even if I would have came back and did this shit like without 2 episodes in one, it probably would have just still been the same review. Like, this episode was okay. I didn't really need it. I needed it, I guess, to keep building the story. But like it just, I don't know. Pacing's off. That's all I'm gonna say. Pacing's real off. Anyway, we're moving on to the God of High School. Fuck that noise. So this one was actually pretty lengthy, but we're gonna try to slice it up. I've also been reading the God of High School, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to feel like everybody else, saying the anime is just okay, but yeah, the anime is just okay. It is just okay, because I don't have the same energy no more. I'm not gonna lie. After reading some of these chapters, this shit is just okay. Because the God of High School manhwa, the anime cuts out a shitload of stuff. I didn't even realize they cut out so much stuff. Like, yo, like Go and Kang, they talk about that a little bit more, about how Go became who he is, how Kang became who he is. I'm like, oh, I would have been interested in this, you know, but they just cut a shitload of stuff out. But whatever, we're just gonna keep moving. So I still like it for the fights and the animation and shit, right? So Go and Kang are out. Go, you know, he's obviously fucked up. Kang is out because, you know, fucking Mori beat his ass, and I think Go came back like you know, Go is coming back because like I said, the technology that they have there is just so advanced that it's just helping them heal a lot faster. Like, so he's healing super fast, so he'll probably be straight. He'll probably come back soon. He'll probably be a character that's like not really part of the main squad, but like, you know, he's gonna respect Mori. He's gonna respect him. He's gonna be like, yo, look, you the homie, you saved my life, blah blah blah, right? So I respect it. Then you have Myra versus My Mission. I thought that fight was straight fire. I thought it was amazing. I believe this is episode 3. Yeah, I want to say we're gonna say it's episode 3. But yeah, that fight was straight fire. My Mission was a problem, and honestly, Mira shouldn't have won that shit. If you want to keep it a buck, she only won because she's the main character. But My Mission was fucking her up for a good minute. Like, she was piecing her up, doing all this other shit. Boom, boom, boom. Like, she was piecing her up, and like, it was just crazy to see that she was like really just piecing her up. She was fucking her up like really, really badly. And I was like, damn, yo, that shit is crazy to see. But especially too, yo, this fight was just fire. The choreography was amazing. I loved it from start to finish. Like, I'm not gonna lie. That's probably like my biggest takeaway from this was that choreography was straight fire between them. Granted, Mira's getting fucked up, and she probably should have lost, but this fight was just straight fire. Like, I loved it. Even when she lost her sword, and she was just like, yo, I learned that you don't even need to fight with a sword. And she's sorry, started piecing her up, started doing all this other shit. It was just like, wow, like, this is crazy. Like, this fight is just so well animated. It's just so well thought out. It's just, the choreograph is just really good. I love it. I really love it. Also, too, Mori didn't get disqualified, but it's because the director knows about his grandpa, and I'm pretty sure that has to go back to the director probably, like, so I think, so in the manga, his grandpa was assumed to be like some big taekwondo martial arts guy. Like, he was super strong, and he stepped away because he was like, yo, I don't want to do this shit no more. I'm about to just go train with my grandson, basically. Like, I don't want to do this no more. So it's like, oh, like, so he's been on the search for his grandpa because he wants to know this fighting style that's just so OP, that's just so broken. And I'm not gonna lie, I probably would feel the same way. Like, yo, I want to know your grandpa. So that's why he isn't disqualified, because he wants to see, like, are you the real deal? Like, are you your grandpa's grandson, basically? So that's why he isn't disqualified by the director. But they say to him, like, yo, look, you gotta fight somebody in order to keep your place in the tournament. And he's like, oh, I want to fight the blonde hair guy, but he doesn't. He fights the guy with the glasses. Like I said, yo, I just feel like I'm just telling synopsis of the episode. But I guess for going forward, I'll try to, like, do that less, try to say my opinion on it. Yeah, so he has to fight some dude to, like, make it. I feel like that's, like, fair. Like, you gotta fight one of us. We're supposed to be the OD strong. You gotta be able to beat us. And also, too, we see why Han's fighting, like, or we see Han just wants money for his friend, because I believe his friend has cancer, or he's just very sick. So he wants to get the money so his friend can have his friend can have the same equipment that they have in the stuff. And as you see, too, Han, like, does a lot of work, and I like that about his character. His character's a very hard worker, and also, too, his character, I'm not saying reminds me of Shanks, but from One Piece. But there's like a flashback in One Piece where Shanks is getting disrespected. He's getting all this stuff done to him, you know, this, that, and the third. And I'm gonna say why his character reminds me of Shanks in the next episode, because it's like damn, like, you know, like, basically he takes all these jobs and is willing to get disrespected, is willing to get all this stuff done because he just wants to help his friend. At the end of the day, he doesn't care if you know, somebody comes up to him, hits him in the back of the head. Like, he just wants to help his friend. I mean, he'll probably care about that, but, like, he doesn't care. Like, these people disrespect him, they throw food on him, they say names to him, they say all this stuff to him. He doesn't care. Yo, who's calling me? Right, he doesn't care. Yo, hold on. Yo, pause this real quick. All right, we back. We bike. But yeah, yo, who's calling me? I had to tell him, yo, hold on. But yeah, right. So, what was I at? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so he doesn't care. He just wants to do good by his friend. So moving on, Mori gets poisoned, and basically the poison is like, they're trying to see if you're the real deal. Like, will you come back? Will you die? Will you be awake? Will you, you know? And he eats a peach. And he eats it. He offers it to his friends, and they're like, "Yo, we don't want that shit. Like, we're just gonna go home, go and eat whatever." He just started eating that shit when he gets home, and he starts bleeding from his mouth. He almost passes out, and they're basically doing this to, like, see, like, yo, will you survive this? Like, what's gonna come from this? But whatever. So Han goes against Byke, and basically, yo, that fight was fire too. Like, even that fight too, because they go into why Byke is the way he does, like, why he fights with a bat. And I thought that backstory was a little cool, but basically, long story less than long, he fights with a bat because his dad used to, like, he was like, works for the FBI, CIA, some shit like that, and he used to just pull up to people with a bat. So basically, he just took that from his dad, essentially. So I wish they would have talked about that a little bit more, because honestly, I don't think they're gonna talk about it. But at the same time, too, the anime probably doesn't view this as important, because it is 12 episodes. I imagine if this was 24, they would have went into more detail about it. So I guess I guess it wasn't really that important. But I told y'all. So that fight was fire too, and I liked it. Once again, Byke was fucking him up. But Han, well, you know, he had to, you know, just USA, and then he just started doing his shit. And I thought that fight was fire too, because he has like a style that like breaks you down as you fight. Like he's saying all this stuff like, all right, first move does this, you lose that. Second move does this, you lose that. And I thought that shit was so fire because I'm like, oh shit, like he's breaking dude down. Like he's breaking him down. He's like saying this, that, and the third. Like he's just doing mad shit. So I thought that was straight fire. Even the directors too, they're like, yo, this guy could be a problem eventually. Like, so we gotta be on the lookout for him. Mori comes back and he's ready to fight, but he has to fight the guy with the glasses. I believe I said that. I don't know if I did, but he has to fight the guy with the glasses, and basically it's a handicap. Like whoever falls down first, wins. So Mori says to him, he's like, yo, look, can I see your glasses real quick? And the guy hands him his glasses like a dumbass, and he pushes him, and he falls on the ground. He's like, yo, look, what the fuck? Like, he's like, what the fuck? Like, and they're like, all right, Mori Jin wins. Yeah. And then the guy, he gets pissed off. He's like, yo, what the fuck? I can't believe y'all did this shit. Are you kidding me? And he gets pissed. And he's like, he starts raging off. And then the Illuminati steps in. They're like, yo, fuck out of here, bro. You don't get paid for a little while because you out here raging and shit. And it was crazy too because like he transforms, like a stand comes out kind of. Like, cause he's so bent up at rage, like, I'm gonna say like a shadowy figure comes out, and they're like, nah, yo, like, you can't do that shit, dog. You can't do that shit, dog. So they pull up and they say, fuck out of here. So yeah, they gave him the business. So you're not getting paid for a little bit. Hey man, sucks. But the director says to Mori, but the director kind of like wants Mori to stay around because he feels like he's stronger than what he portrays himself to be. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought that was really interesting. So then we go to God of High School episode 4. I think, yo, this fucked me up. Like taking a break from this shit, it fucked me up. But yeah, so we move on to episode 4, and in this episode, this is like where I said I'm gonna start doing this stuff because this is coming straight off the dome. This episode is I'm gonna say a Myra and Han episode. It's not a Mori Jin episode because Mori Jin had his episode last time to showcase who he was. This is a Myra and Han episode, and the reason why I say that is it starts off with Myra. And Myra, this guy pulls up and he says, hey, look, I want to get married to you, basically, right? And she's like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna help transcend, the art style that you want to bring back to life. I'm gonna bring this shit to life. Boom, boom, boom. And she's ready to take it because she's like, oh, he has a lot of money. I can open a dojo. I can do this, and this. Like, she wants that cash to help transcend this place. She wants that notoriety. She knows that this guy knows a lot and he's willing to, help her out. So to get that notoriety, to get that fame, that glory from someone else, it's like, oh, like, I'll take that. I don't care about anything else. I will take that. And Mori Jin is watching this. He's like, this isn't right. Like, this isn't what you want. And he knows it because he's like, yo, nah, you don't want it like this. Like, you want it a different way. You don't want it from somebody just giving you a handout. Someone just say, hey, look, yo, this is fire. Like, take this. Like, you don't want it like. He tells her this the whole time, but she doesn't believe it. So at first it's exposed something about her character because it let me know that her character, she'll get whatever she wants. It doesn't matter. Like, she wants to get what she wants no matter what. Like, it could be. And also too, it showed like a little backstory because like actually loses her uncle, and when her dad died, he like the uncle was like, oh no, I'm gonna learn this stuff, and you see she's going through her whole life just looking for somebody who would be strong enough to take this ability. So it started off with her uncle. Her uncle wasn't strong enough. This dude got beat by everybody. Then she ran into a guy. The guy like he wasn't strong enough. Like so she wants to find that person that's like I'm gonna say worthy for the ability. And she found that person in this rich guy. But the problem is that he is like it's not how she wanted it. It's not how like Mori Jin, cause he like nah, like this isn't right, yo. Like he's not worthy, basically. Like you wanna be able to transcend this and teach to somebody who's worthy. You wanna be able to pass this knowledge on to people who are worthy. Like even in the manhwa, it says too, like she's dated a lot of guys because she's felt like they're worthy. She feels like they're strong. She feels like these people can do a lot of shit. That's why she's with them. But once she finds out that they're not really shit, she's like, whatever. So the dude that asks to marry her, he says, yo, let's get married like a couple of days. She gets the dress. And I'm not gonna lie, like Myra, yo, she was looking alright. She was looking very stunning, very beautiful in this anime. I'm not gonna front this episode 4. But, and the sister says, hey, look, you should do this, that, and the third. But Mori's like, nah, yo, fuck all that noise. So when they're like the wedding's about to start, Mori and Han pull up. And they're like, yo, like, what's up? Because now the sister, she overhears it. She's from Mori, like, yo, this isn't what she wants, man. Like, you gotta go stop this. And they go and they try to stop it. And dude is like, fuck out of here. Boom, boom, boom. They start, a whole lot of commotion happens. I'm getting off track. But, you know, Mori and Han pull up and like, yo, look, we don't think you should marry him. You shouldn't do it. And she starts to agree. She's like, yo, look, you're right. I shouldn't. So they kick the dude out. Boom, flies out the church, flies out the cathedral, hops in his car, and whips out. And he takes Mira's sword with him because he thinks that that's the key. But it's like what I said in the other episode. She's basically like, yo, like, honest, I don't need a sword. Like, I've learned that you don't need to fight one. So I'm saying this exposed a little bit about her character. Like I said, like, exposed that she was willing to do anything for that. Like, you know, like, it didn't matter what it was. She was willing to do anything. And like dude could be like some slumdog millionaire. It's like, yo, you got money, you got capital, you got this, that, and the third. All right, help me out. And that's what kind of showed me. I mean, I might be completely wrong. Anybody can poke holes on what I'm saying, but that's how it felt, is what I'm saying. So also too, this is what I'm about to say. Like, Han kind of reminded me of Shanks because so Han, this episode is about to end, and Han pulls up to the hospital and he sees his friend. He's a little hurt. He's a little banged up, and he's like, no. And Han is like, he is pissed off. He is frustrated. He feels like he couldn't do anything. And now, like, this is someone he cares about. So now it's like kind of like he's in go mode. And it don't matter who you are. It don't matter what you are. It doesn't matter what it is. Dude is pulling up. And I was like, damn, yo. Like, this is a different Han now. And I'm saying this episode exposed a little bit about him too, because it showed a little bit of Shanks, because like Han will take anything from anyone, but when it comes to his friends, he cares a lot about them. So when it comes to someone like this guy who cares a lot about, he was willing to just fuck shit up. So in the other episode, in the previous day, Myra had got cut in her stomach and she was bleeding. So, you know, that injury didn't heal overnight. It probably healed a little bit because of technology, but it didn't heal like to 1000%. So Han has to go against Mira, and Mori Jin has to go against somebody else. And during this fight, I'm just watching this, and Han is like literally beating the shit out of her. Like, the audience can watch it. The guy in the middle, he says, yo, look, yo, stop. The moderator, he says, yo, stop. Like, that's it, you're gonna kill her. And you just see, like, Han kind of lost it for a second, because he's like, nah, like, fuck all that noise. This is my friend. I care about my friend. Fuck everything else. My friend comes first. And I'm just like, damn, like, that kind of sucks. Because, that kind of sucks because it's like, yo, like, you kind of just, I'm not saying you threw your morals out the window, but you kind of just said, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna get this cash however I want. He basically said, no new friends. Like, fuck all y'all. And it kind of, and I'm just watching this. I'm like, damn, wow. I was like a little hurt because I actually like Han, but I'm not saying it's maybe dislike him, but it showed me a side of him that I didn't think I was able to see. Han comes off as a very like calm, like the cool guy, and you wouldn't have expected to see that. But nah, this was a good episode. 3 and 4 is really good. I enjoyed both. I thought both was really good. So we are moving on to ReZero, and I believe this is episode 2. I might be wrong, but I believe this is episode 2, right? Yeah, I think this is episode 2. I don't think that. Yo, I gotta keep going to my verb list. You're on the YouTube side of things. I have to keep going to my verb list to make sure this is episode 2. See, look at that, ReZero. Boom, at the top. And then we go here, and then we go to season 2. Yep, this is episode. Actually, it's episode 3. Wow. Because episode 1 was Rem. You know what I'm saying? 2 was when they learned about the fucking sanctuary shit, and 3 is with Echidana, and this is what we're gonna talk about. So we're on episode 3, and I just closed out of my notes. We're back. All right, so look, episode 3, Echidana. All right, and I'm gonna try and make this shit as short as possible because I don't feel like this episode needs like a lot of things to be said about it, right? The next episode I'm gonna cover really quickly because look, we hitting this hour mark, and I'm not saying I got shit to do. All right, so. I did this at a horrible time, but I'm gonna try and keep it still informative on what happened. So episode 3. So Echidana, look, she's a really nice character. I like the way she looks. I like the way she designed, all this other stuff, and she's just a really nice person. But the thing about Echidana is, you can tell that Echidana is lonely. Like, she's lonely. You know, she sits there and tells Subaru, all the other sins, what happened to them, how they died. Like she tells him all this. She tells him all this stuff about them. Like she sits there and she says, "Hey, look, you know, here's what you want to know. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that." But the thing is, Subaru doesn't care. Like Subaru knows he's on a mission. He has to do something right now. So Subaru sits down for a little bit, listens to the story, and then he's like, "All right, yo, deuces." And she's like, "Wait. Like, come back." And you could tell in that moment, like, she's lonely. She doesn't want him to leave. She wants him to stay. She wants him to have this conversation. She wants to talk to him. And I'm just like, yo, like, wow, like, it's crazy that this girl who's been here by herself for so long, the spirit is just so lonely. Like, she wants somebody to talk to. And Subaru's like, nah, I have something to do right now. Like, maybe, like, later I'll talk to you, but I don't want to talk to you. I'm like, damn. So Subaru, you know, he leaves, and Subaru don't love that. He's just like, fuck all that noise. Listen to what you have to say. I'm out. And so they run to this dude, Garfield. And Garfield is a dude that Frederica says, yo, look, watch out for, all this other stuff. And I can't remember because this episode was last week. I believe they know each other somehow. And he's like, oh, yo, you're Frederica's people? All right, yo, come on. Because Garfield, like, he starts fucking them up at first. And he's like, hey, look, yo, we know Frederica. He's like, oh, come to the sanctuary. So while they get to the sanctuary, they run into Ram, and you can see the whole time Subaru's scared to tell Ram about Rem. And for two things. One, he's probably hoping that Ram, or he's not hoping, but he probably doesn't want Ram to get pissed off, and he doesn't want Ram to pull up and say, who's Rem? Like, and it kind of sucks too, because Ram, like, you know, I've been actually waiting to see Ram, because everybody says that Ram has like this amazing character development, and she comes on fire. So I'm waiting to see how this works. And I was like, yo, like, okay. Wow, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, but it's just like crazy. Like, he sees Ram, and the whole time in the episode, he's just like, oh, like, do I tell her? Like, do I not tell her? Like, what do I do? But so they eventually find out that the sanctuary is where the half-blood / demi-humans live, and this is also called the Witch's Graveyard. So I believe this is where Echidna died. Because like she's the Witch of Greed. So I believe this is where she died. I believe this is where her remnants are. This is where she's at. And, you know, Subaru's sitting there the whole time, and he's like, ooh, like, all right, it's like, you know, that's probably why she acted this way. She's been by herself for so long. And that's probably why the people can't leave. Because the people can't leave this place unless you finish the trial. And Roswell tried this trial. I think he failed. So that's why he's in the bed all cut up and stuff. And that's why they haven't been able to return for so long, because they failed the trial. So you can see that Echidna doesn't want nobody to leave. Like, she wants you to stay there. She wants you to enjoy your time here. She's just lonely, right? And Subaru and they all talk, and they say Amelia needs to be the person they believe in, because Amelia is a demi-human, a half blood elf, or whatever they call it. Like, she's that, and she wants to be able, you know, she needs the people to believe in them. So she pulls up on the people and says, hey, look, I'm going to be your champion, all right? I'm going to be the one to pull up, say what's up, and do all this stuff. Y'all have to believe in me. And at first they're like, yo, like, what the fuck? But the older lady of the group, she says, you know what? All right, we'll believe in you. We'll believe. And I thought that was a thing for Amelia too, because Amelia was always like, I'm not gonna say scared, but she never really embraced that she was a half blood elf or whatever, like a half elf. I think she's a half elf. What am I saying half blood elf for? I think I have half blood and demi-humans in here, so I can keep looking at that. But she never really like embraced it to the people, just to like people that she was cool with. So to see her like just pull up and just be like, you know, fuck it, like I have to be the hero champion. It was nice to see that. That's like a developing moment for her. Like I feel like now she's starting to accept who she is. I feel like, you know, she'll eventually get to that point where she's like, you know, fuck it, like I ain't who I am. I don't give a fuck at this point. You love me, hate me, whatever. I gotta do what I gotta do for my people. So when she gets that shit, that's basically the people saying like, yo, we don't care. We just want you to be a strong person at the end of the day. That's basically how it felt to me. Outside too, it's been a week since I watched this episode. I don't really watch episodes until like I'm done with the shits. So she enters the trials, and Subaru gets scared and enters because like the light, like when you fail, the light just immediately goes off. And like the light just went off as soon as she went in there. It's like, oh, she's in there. Boop. And I was like, what happened? So they pull up, and Subaru gets scared, enters, and the voice says, you have the car here pass. And then what happened? Subaru wakes up in the past. So now this is the 4th episode, and Subaru wakes up in the past. His dad is there. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably like my favorite episode so far. this is like a really good episode. Like, and this is like a really good episode. First from this episode, like I said, this is like new style I'm gonna do. Colors are so important in some anime, right? Colors set the tone, colors set the mood, colors set a lot of things, right? The colors in this episode were so important to me because when you're in Subaru's room, it's very dark. When it's super dark, obviously he has the lights off, but it's a reason for everything. Even when he's getting dressed for school, the lights are so dark. The lights are still off. It's dark in his room. It's a reason for that, right? But I'm gonna go on. When he goes to eat breakfast with his family, very light. There's a reason for that too. Cause his family his family is very bright. They don't see darkness. They see the world. They see the good in the world before they see the evil. They're looking at everything it's very bright. It's very vibrant. Subaru has to go on a walk with his dad, right? And you know what's too? Once again, colors. I'm gonna talk about colors first before I talk about like symbols, right? Colors is very important too because when he goes on a walk with his dad, you only see Subaru and his dad and just everything that's either in front of them to a certain degree, to the side and the back of a certain degree. You don't really see that much. Everything else is like kind of like blanked out. It's not really there because this episode is supposed to focus on the relationship between his parents. It's supposed to focus on the relationship between him and his parents. It's not supposed to focus on anything else. It's him and his parents, not any outside sources. So that's why like there's people around them, but you don't see them unless they come in contact with them. Like there's people around, but you don't really see that stuff, right? So this episode to me was just like beautiful. It was just really good. I loved it. That's the first thing I have to say is the colors. Next thing first, symbols mean a lot too. Because throughout this whole episode, Subaru's dad keeps asking, yo, is there a girl you like? He asks us about 3 or 4 times. Yo, is there a girl you like? Is there a girl you like? Do you like a girl? And Subaru keeps reacting like, yo, I'm in high school. I'm not in middle school. Yo, I'm in high school. I'm not in middle school. Yo, I'm this, I'm that. And he keeps saying that over and over again. And it's just like, oh, because Subaru has to be able to open up to his parents. Like, and that's something Subaru never did before, right? Like, so you know, not just that too. Like he opens up to an extent. Like his mom gave a whole bunch of peas for breakfast, and he's like, I don't want that shit. But that was the thing with Subaru, right? Is that he never opened up to his parents. He always just like kept things to himself. So here's the thing, right? 2 important conversations that I remember, but I am not gonna say I remember them to the fullest extent. But basically, what happened was this, and I feel like the dad's conversation is a tad bit more important than the mom's conversation, but that's just me. When Subaru talks to his dad, right? And basically the whole conversation with his dad is that he feels like he's always been in his dad's shadow. He's never felt like his own person. So from the time that he was like just a little kid to the time where he is now, he's always felt like he was in his dad's shadow. The same thing keeps arising every time. Oh, he's just like his dad, or that's his dad's kid. That's who, like, it's always, the people keep saying that. They never say, oh, that's Subaru Natsuki. They always just keep saying, hey, look, that's his kid. That's his kid. That's his kid. Like, they never say, oh, like, so he always was in his dad's shadow. Everything he did, it just put him in his dad's shadow, and that kind of fucked with him. Like, because he just felt like he just wasn't himself. He felt like he just wasn't his own person. He felt like he was someone else. He felt like he wasn't him. So that kind of bothered him, and it kind of like brought him down a little bit. So when he would go hang out with other people, he would try to make a name for himself. He would try to do other wild, crazy shit. And it started to fuck with him, because anywhere he went, he would try to make a name for himself. And they thought he was weird. Like, he used to do like super weird stuff. And it eventually just kind of like just brought him to like a really, really dark, deep place of like, hey, look, yo, like this, like, I don't want to go to school no more. I get compared to you there. Like, it just, so when he goes to whatever world Amelia and them is in, I don't know the name, but he's his own person. They call him Subaru Natsuki. Like, it shows a lot about his character, because like he's always been that person who wants to, like, you know, help and make everybody happy. But he also always wants to be his own person. He wants to always be remembered as, hey, look, this is me. And that's the thing he tells his dad. He starts breaking down. And he's like, yo, like, I hate getting compared to you. I'm sorry, like, it's some white shit on my lip. If I was on the video side. But he says, yo, I hate being compared to you. Like, yo, I was always compared to you when I was a kid. I hate that shit. You know, like, I hate it. And I'm just sitting there watching this. I'm like, yo, like, it sucks, because he really wants to be his own person. Like, he really wants to do his own thing. And And he said, and man, it's such a good conversation between him and his dad, because that bothered him. He wanted his parents to scold him. He wanted his parents to tell him that he was a bad kid. That's why his room is so dark. It's because his room is filled up with so much depression. This dude is sad. He's going through a lot. Like, Subaru is just this kid who's going through a lot. Doesn't understand a lot of shit, or not understand a lot of shit, but doesn't get a lot. Doesn't not get, like, as in, like, yo, like, get women. Like, he doesn't get his way. Like, he doesn't get who he doesn't become who he is what I'm basically trying to say. Like, he has to be compared to somebody else, and now that he's in another world, he's himself. Like, nobody compares him to someone else. Nobody compares him to this. Nobody compares him to that. Granted, like, his dad says a key line too, like, yo, you're always gonna get paired to me, you're half of me. Like, and his mom says the same thing. His mom's like, yo, look, you're always gonna get paired to us, but you're half of us. You gotta go make your own self. And that's what he did in the other worlds. He made his own self. So the conversation between him and his mom is very important, because it's like, he wanted to get, scolded. He wants to get in trouble. He wants to get all this stuff done to him, but he also wants to be his own person at the same time. And his room is filled with so much depression, so much all this stuff, because he just wasn't happy for a while. He even says too, I started skipping school. Like, I started skipping school because I was just so tired of this. I was just so done with this. Like, so it's just such a crazy episode to see from Subaru, because he's like, yo, look, I was done. Like, I didn't want to do this shit no more. And that's why he ended up in the other world, because now he's able to make a name for himself. Now he's able to do his own thing. Now he's able to build himself up as a character. Even he says to his dad is like, he asks him again, is there a girl you like? And he starts hearing Amelia's voice. He's like, yeah, there is a girl I like, and she likes me too. And and then he starts to remember Rem, and he's like, yeah, there's another girl I like, and she loves me, for who I am. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, Subaru is such an interesting character. He's such an interesting character, because you just start to see, like, yo, dude just wants to be appreciated. He just wants to, just everybody to look at him like his own. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the sky. I was like, damn son, like, I'm just thinking about this. But yeah, yo, like, it's just crazy. Like, Subaru just wants, at the end of the day, just wants to be appreciated, just wants to be loved, and all this other stuff. And I get it. Like, he goes through all of the other world or whatever, and just sitting there, just like trying to get everybody to like him, and they do like him. They do, and he likes that. So now it says you have to conquer your past. I believe he did conquer his past, because he explained to his mom and dad how he felt. His conversation with his mom. It was about the same thing, but like, he's like, same thing too. Like, she compares him to his dad, and he gets a little upset, but then he's like, you know what? I am like my dad, but I had to also build myself. And she says, I think the last word she said to him before he disappeared was like, see you soon, or see you. She said something to him that like resonated with him, and like it brought him back. Like, it's like, oh, like, my mom does care about me. I need to stop doing all that stuff. So it was such a good episode. I just love the conversation between him and his dad. I just love this whole episode, because it was such a good episode. The colors, the tone, everything, the setting, it was so good. Like, now we got to see Subaru's parents. Like they said, like, you have your dad's hairstyle, you have your mom's eyes. Like, you just gotta make you. You just have to make it you. Like, I'm like 50% of my mom and dad, but I'm also 50% of me. Like, there's physical features that they have, but like the mental, the psyche, and stuff, all that stuff. Like, I'm my own person at the end of the day, and that's how Subaru is. Like, he has the physical features of his parents, but at the end of the day, he just has to be his own person. I was just like, such an amazing episode. This is really good episode. Like, I'm loving. Like, I have everything I'm watching ReZero. Like, every episode is just like super good. I just love talking about it. Like, honestly, we can like just not talk about all the other anime. I'll just sit here talking about ReZero all fucking day, to be honest. But once again, this is such an amazing episode. I loved it a lot. I'm about to start putting ReZero at the top of the list, because I love talking about it, man. Just love talking about it. But I'm gonna stop here. We've covered fucking mad fucking episodes, so I'm gonna try to be back next week. Look, I'm gonna be back next week. All right, we're gonna be Byke. Hopefully, there's more anime news. It's been kind of slow. Fairy Tail game dropped, so probably gonna be streaming that. Probably gonna come out with a review. So I'm just saying, follow me on twitch.tv/thatguyc4z. Just pull up, say what's up, all that good shit in the bag of chips. But if you guys like what you listened to today, make sure you drop that subscribe on the YouTube side of things. If you like what you listen to on the audio side of things, bust in that follow, subscribe, whatever that shit is. I don't know. But also too, rate this thing 5 stars, share it with a friend, tell the homies, tell the ladies. But the boy will be back with another fire episode of Kodo Otaku. With that being said, I'm out. Pieces, deuces, bye. 1.